Are we recording?
Yeah,
Justin?
we're good. We're good to
Welcome
go.
welcome to Beers on Heads, guys. I'm JJ. We have calling in from the middle of fucking apparently the ends of the earth, Pete Roulier. We have Will, who spent the first fucking 15 minutes of our call adjusting his broken microphone. Justin, God knows what he's been doing all day. And I am hungover as shit still from yesterday. So, boys, let's get into it. We were going to have... Yeah. I don't think our listeners would expect anything differently, but we really were trying to be big leaguers for a few weeks, and that lasted exactly 1 week. We were going to have...
no.
Can I go ahead and say who we were going to have on?
I'll explain the whole thing.
So we were going to have Phil Elson on. We had it all set up to record at 7:15 today.
The voice of the Razorbacks.
The voice of the Razorbacks. It was going to be a really good interview. Everything was locked into place. Everyone was logged onto our computers except for one person. That person being the guy that actually set up the damn interview, Pete Roulier. When trying to reach out to... I want to tell this story from my point of view, and then you can come in and say your shitty-ass version, okay? So from our point of view, we're logged in, and we're ready to go, and we're like, where the hell is Pete? Is he just doing a solo one-on-one with Phil? Like, what the hell's going on here? We're texting. Nothing. Not a damn thing. I try to FaceTime you, and you actually text our group chat as I'm trying to FaceTime you. So not only were you not replying at first to us, but also you neglected my FaceTime. You screened. What's it called? Screened me? Green screened me? What do the kids call that? And then...
I don't know what you're talking about.
And then, I think it's called screening your call. I think that's the
screening your call. That's what the kids call it. He said.
Hey, this is not an indictment on me. This is an indictment on Peter.
Why are you laughing? This isn't funny.
And then at 7:30, we try to call Phil Elson, just me, Will, and Pete. Even though we've never talked to the guy.
Justin.
Sorry, I keep calling you Pete today. I don't know.
Yeah, what the hell?
Nobody wants to be Pete today.
Yeah. I'm just projecting. I'm mad at everyone right now, so I'm calling everyone Pete. So we try to call Phil, and Phil obviously doesn't answer because we're 15, 20 minutes late at this point. And it's all because of Pete's girlfriend and his...
Okay, hold up.
And her damn cat.
And we're going to say his cat.
No, I don't have a cat.
You have...
It sounds to me like you got a cat, Betty.
No, I'm allergic to cats.
And how the hell is Wi-Fi going to get shut down off a cat that's not yours?
Well, I mean, I live with the cat, but I don't claim it. When are you going to be done? I got to get my side of the story.
That's not going to hold up in the court of law.
I know.
All right, let's hear it.
Anyway,
all right, you ready?
No, I'm putting a bow on my... I
have been crucified enough from you.
On our side, we finally get to the point where we can try one more time, and it finally gets to the point where we're like, you know what? So we're just going to get Pete to dial in off his landline, and we're just going to interview Pete and just torture him for 15,
I didn't know that was a plan, or I would not have jumped on here.
That wasn't the
This
plan.
is just bad vibes all around.
It wasn't a plan until you hopped back on and I heard your voice and I got angry again.
Hey, Pete.
I can tell.
Hey, Pete, how's the reception on that satellite phone?
You know, this Jurassic Park-ass phone's doing all right for now, but we'll see how it holds up. Let me just tell you what happened for a freaking second. I FaceTimed JJ on the way to my house, and let me just say, Northeast Arkansas, BFE, this is where I'm living right now. And so I currently live in the same location as my girlfriend, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And the Wi-Fi is how I've been calling in and doing the Skype thing for like a year now, okay? Right?
Correct.
Got it. So I would expect, as always, that it doesn't matter if I don't have any fucking service. It'll be okay because I can just use Wi-Fi as one does. Then I remembered that I had to watch the game on ESPN2 yesterday because I did not have Wi-Fi. So, yes, I didn't watch until the third inning yesterday because there was no Wi-Fi. Why was there no Wi-Fi? because this cat that my girlfriend owns escapes frequently, so she bought him a whistle, which is a tracking device for a fucking cat. She has lost the whistle, not the cat, the tracking device, for at least a month now. And yesterday, during the biggest game of the year, she decides that it would be a good idea to turn off the Wi-Fi so the whistle did not know that it was her house, so she would be tracking the cat per se, but really tracking the tracking device.
So we're not talking about an actual whistle.
No, like it's called a whistle. It's a thing. It's like a tracking device for dogs, but she puts it on her cat. I'm not giving a very good picture of my girlfriend right now. I will be honest, and I understand that. She's a good lady, but this is obviously frustrating. Now, here's the thing with Phil. I've known Phil through several different entities when I was with Sports Talk with Bo, when I was on The Buzz with Danny West and RJ Hawk. We had Phil on frequently. He's a good guy. I really like Phil, and I think Phil likes me. For this podcast, it is not a good look because we have not really established ourselves at this point.
Not
and
with
for
our
Phil to come on would be a pretty good blessing for us, and saying, hey, these kids have arrived. I'm very busy. I just called a huge game last night. I know a lot of people are trying to get a hold of me, so I'll do the interview. And for that to not happen is obviously frustrating for us and probably frustrating for him. And so to Phil, I apologize. To my fellow comrades, JJ, Justin, Sneed, I apologize. But that doesn't mean that tomorrow will not be a better day. Just as on Sunday, when Arkansas couldn't get the bats going.
This is not a good analogy.
Oh, my God.
The next day was a better day.
You're really stretching
and
here.
The fact that we are recording right now is a good sign.
Are you done?
Was that a good behind-the-scenes look? Do you think that entertained people?
It just made me more mad.
Yeah, I understand.
I can whistle.
I just want to recap our last 7 fucking days. We landed up biggest guest of all.
Wait, hold up. Did I tell you? Shut up. What did I tell you what I'm doing right now?
You're probably at Radio
10
Shack. Do they
minutes
got those in Batesville?
No, dude. I'm 10 minutes down the road up the hill at my parents' house.
You are,
and I'm wearing just underwear.
It's not even funny.
I'm just wearing underwear. I swear to God, I'm just wearing underwear. Because I sprinted out of my house to try to get Phil Elsom. I didn't even realize that until this second. I walked up and I got a Guinness from the refrigerator.
If you were going to be jumping on the podcast via Skype, assuming your Wi-Fi was good, why would you just be wearing boxers at 7:20?
Because I was in a hurry.
Good question.
And honest to God, I probably would have done the podcast in boxers, just sitting down.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I'm wearing my robe.
Yeah, I did notice that earlier. It looks good on you, man. I think we should all be friends and forget about this.
See, you made a mistake there because you almost had me back with a compliment, and then you doubled up too quick, and now I just know you're full of shit.
Sneed, man, you want to hang out next weekend? Super reason I miss you, buddy.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, hey, Pete, guess where I'm going to be this weekend, Pete? I'm going to be at Little Rock for my grandmother's celebration of life. How's that sound?
Oh, shit, man. Sorry.
Yeah.
Celebration of life. I'm sorry for your loss. That's not funny.
It was back in January.
So it's like a celebration of...
Well, COVID, and then we're just getting everyone in town from across the nation to the Little Rock Yacht Club. And I don't know why Little Rock has a yacht club, but it does.
So like she's been cremated and stuff, right?
I would assume so.
Buried?
Oh my God.
At this point, right?
I don't think she's just sitting at the coroner's office. She wouldn't be at the coroner. She wasn't killed.
Are we sure?
I miss you,
She's
Nani.
not cremated, but all right.
All right, so
well,
now
I'm
we're
assuming
laughing.
that
So
we're going to do another segment.
Not only did you botch Phil Elson, but now you're laughing at my dead grandmother.
I'm not laughing.
I don't know. We'll
I'm
rewind the
sobbing.
tape and we'll see.
I'm sobbing at this point. I was going to say.
That's going on TikTok. TikTok.
God damn.
All right, we're off the rails.
What
All
a
right, man.
show! What a
This actually turned out to be a
show!
great
Look at
idea. All right, we're back. Slight delay.
Hell of a
there,
game
but-
last night, JJ.
Hell of a game last night. And I'm gonna cut to the chase. I can't drink like I used to. I'm not in great shape today. The energy's low. The fire in the belly is smoldered. I've just been hanging out in my robe all day. And from a personal standpoint, it's really hard to do this for 4 days. I can only Kevin Kopps, yes, I'm a hero, but you could make an argument that we, the people, are the real heroes doing this 4 days in a row. Recovery time's really bad. My pitch count got far exceeded this weekend. Far exceeded. We went light. I'd say probably threw about 20, 25 pitches on Friday, and then Saturday we threw about 130 pitches. Sunday threw about I'd say threw another probably 60, 65 pitches, and then Monday it was about 130 pitch day. And we're speaking, of course, in I don't know the word I'm looking for. Metaphorically speaking.
Effort
Pitches.
points.
Yeah. So in that sense, where spirits are a little low, and every other sense, though, spirits are incredibly high. That was one of the more thrilling games I've ever seen. Really, the first 6 innings blew dick, but I mean, innings 7 through 9 brought the heat. Well, I want your guys' thoughts, of course, on the game.
I was going to say thank you for your service to you and Will and the rest of the Hog fans, because I truly felt from watching on TV up in my hideaway that I have, where I have bodies hidden.
15-inch color TV.
Yeah, exactly. It did look like we willed, we as in the fans, Nebraska's pitchers to just go eight. Just they couldn't take the heat there in the 8th inning after like 10 balls in a row, and some of them I feel like even the Arkansas fans, you guys, thank you for your service once again, willed the umpire into calling some questionable balls and strikes.
13 straight balls.
Yeah.
13 straight balls was insane. He was feeling the crowd too. It just felt like it was all building up to that moment. Charlie Wells walks up to No Church in the Wild, which, good God Almighty, I knew something was going to happen. I never thought about it as being like a great walk-up song, but in that moment, it was so badass. And I knew something good was about to happen, and the pass ball, everyone's going crazy. I think Nebraska's pitcher at that point was like, 14 balls. I'm going to throw a strike. And it's just
What's he going to do, swing at it?
Yeah, exactly. What's he going to do, swing at it? No, that was just awesome. It looked for me like that was one of the craziest bombs has ever been. What about you guys in the hog pen?
So here's the interesting thing. JJ and I cannot take credit for it because we shot all of our bullets and our troops were out of ammunition by Monday. We were not allowed back in the hog pen. We were allowed back in, but we shouldn't have been allowed back in because, we caused quite a ruckus.
Yeah. And actually, I was nervous about what the hog pen would look like on Monday because there was a lot of people just giving away tickets. And I was like, I don't think that bodes well. I think maybe like people are like, yeah, I'm gonna watch this at home, sort of like we did. Yeah. So I was really nervous. I literally acted as a Santa Claus for 4 hours yesterday afternoon, just like taking free tickets and passing them on to students and like young people. And I was genuinely and very positively surprised at the turnout and the energy, especially once you got to those later innings. So on that front, I was really happy with it. And as Will alluded to, we fought the good fight pretty much all weekend with the Landmark staff. I'm sure I want to say that they were doing their jobs, but I'm not positive on that because on Sunday there was more Landmark guys like not telling people to sit down, but like being really passive aggressive. Like, hey guys, there's people behind you that may want to watch. So like not ordering them to, but yeah, like really like urging them like passive aggressively, which is funny. Yeah, which is funny because about 2 innings later, the official account for the Hog Pen says "Get up and stay up." So like,
I saw that.
So like, who's taking orders here, and where are the orders coming from? There's got to be a paper trail. I'm willing to follow it. If it takes me doing a Da Vinci Code type or a National Treasure type investigation into this, I will. I need to know who ordered these yellow poloed fucks to tell all of us to sit down.
It was the libtards. Let me tell you something right now. Those yellow frog people, they ain't shit. And you know who they're listening to? They're listening to their own selves. And you know why? It's the human condition. It's the human condition. You give somebody a little bit of power and they just take it.
I'm a fan. I breathe air. I've got red blood. Sue me.
I like to fight too.
About it.
I like to.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I like to the other F word.
Yeah. There was a certain point Saturday night where I was on Beer 15, and there's a widely circulated photo now, which is actually my profile photo. Where I just,
great, dude.
Yeah, man. I at one point, apparently, I don't remember super vividly, but something compelled me to stand on our rolly cooler.
I'm gonna have to take my cooler through a fucking car wash.
It's pretty fucking dirty. But I don't know how I did this off, 15, 16 beers, but I was standing on the rolling cooler with I do remember the beer being very full, balanced on my head, and no casualties, not a drop spilled, coming on or getting down off of that.
Like
and
a native woman in National Geographic.
It's like, like I said, I've done this before. I've been around the block a time or two. I will say, I had a thought and I lost it. So, I don't know. That's about all I got.
You know what I was thinking about as somebody who watched the game and didn't experience is, all I could think about was when is Kevin Kopps going to come out? Were you feeling that too over there? Like, when Kevin Kopps comes out, this game's over, but he never came out. Apparently, I don't know where I heard this,
Sunday?
but DVH was basically talking to Kevin saying, hey, man, we got to get you out of here somehow, some way, and Kevin refused to come out, which is an absolute baller move. But somehow, after he passed his pitch limit of or he exceeded the most pitches he pitched all season, he just got stronger.
Yeah.
He could not be stopped.
Yeah.
So he almost retired 13 straight batters to end the game before he hit the poor kid. I think he was probably just wanting to show a little power move there at the end, but what an insane dude that Kevin Kopps has become after being an afterthought like 2 years ago.
Yeah, so the plan was for actually Wick to come in the ninth inning.
I figured.
Yeah, and with a 3-run lead, I mean, it's kind of pick your poison there. You can bring in Kopps and just let him pitch 10, 15 more pitches, or you can throw Wick for 10, 15 pitches. But Wick's probably your Friday starter. So, like, do you want him throwing on Monday night? So it was
in a weird situation.
Yeah, so it's just a tough call. But, I mean, Kevin himself said he could probably have thrown 2 or 3 more innings, which I find absolutely ridiculous.
Yes, I mean, he probably could have. I think DVH might have get thrown in jail.
He wasn't showing any signs of slowing down.
He wasn't showing signs. And what I think his delivery is really conducive to this. Like, it's not one of those long deliveries where he's using like all of his ligaments in his shoulder. It's a very short, compact, like a shortstop almost throwing to first base. It just happens to have the nastiest fucking cut you've ever seen in your life.
That's a pretty actually good analogy, like a shortstop throwing to first base. Obviously, it's nothing like that, but
right.
It seems like he's not like a flamethrower out there like Jackson Wiggins or Aroldis Chapman, where it takes every little bit of ounce of energy, and it's bad for your arm per se for throwing 1,000 pitches.
Yeah,
it did make a little more sense, but he also pitched a lot 2 games earlier. It would just, I think if I was another fan base, I'd be so pissed. I'd be like, you got to take him out, right?
That's exactly what I was thinking about the Nebraska fans, like in the 6th or 7th inning, being like, all right, surely that's the last we saw of them tonight. And he would just keep coming out and coming out and coming out, and like he'd have like
stronger
and getting stronger, like having like he had a 6-pitch inning, and at that point I was like, all right, maybe he does go the distance. Like once he had that 6-pitch inning, I'm like, that's basically a free
it was
inning.
all up to the offense. Yeah, it was all up to the offense at that point, and they delivered,
and they did.
So
they did.
Do you want Charlie Welch to ever start a game? He's just a better pinch hitter for some reason. He's a Manu Ginobili
of
college baseball.
I still love him in the lineup. I don't care.
Yeah,
I mean,
I do too.
I'm
joking.
Yeah, I know, but I didn't know you're joking. You're not in favor of opinion to me right now. I think you're a dumbass.
I understand.
I kind of blocked out through this whole conversation after we talked about Landmark.
I could tell you kind of shot away from him.
You all right there, Steen? What were your thoughts on the game?
I'm just still thinking about the guy that walked over to me when I started a Mojo Sucks chant, and he said, "Why are you telling that poor boy he sucks? There are a lot of sheriffs out here today."
What?
Yeah, that really happens. Yeah.
Yep.
That's a power trip. That is a huge power trip. That's insane.
That's the only thing I can think about through this entire series. That and the Charlie Welch home run. Those are the only 2 things that I can think about.
Did you ever think that, Nebraska should be hosting?
Oh,
did you ever think that?
100%.
Nebraska,
they got snubbed.
Nebraska's got a good damn team, and it really behooves me to say that because I do not like them, but they've got a really good team.
I was actually really. Yeah, I was really worried. Just obviously I had a different perspective. It's way different when you're out there, but I always felt that every time there was a mound visit that Schwallenbeck was about to start pitching again, and I was terrified because we could not hit that kid. I was
starting to get pretty tipsy when he came in on Sunday, so I don't super remember how good he was.
Shut us down.
Yeah, I just remember we didn't get any damn hits like the rest of the game. So,
I couldn't.
Yeah, well, that means he's pretty damn good.
I couldn't see a damn thing. I couldn't see a damn thing the 2 Nebraska games that we were there because we all had to sit the fuck down. So I don't really have a good. I really don't have a good. I really don't have.
They don't put media members in the hog pen because when they have to go and actually now analyze the game, it's kind of tough, huh?
It's impossible. Yeah, I feel that pain.
Neighbors was in the hog pen this weekend. He's a media member.
He's a hard-hitting journalist.
We love you, John.
Yeah, radio, and shit. I bet John does a great job. I bet John wasn't nearly as drunk as you were either.
I don't think. I'm not sure if anyone was drunker than I was Saturday.
Saturday, JJ was. It was one of the wildest performances I've ever seen in my life.
I lost ration and reason and just went. I started screaming at the top of my lungs at people, "Stand up! We're in a damn regional."
How many times did you text Kyle Peterson?
0. I didn't text him any times on Saturday.
He did leave Blake and I for like 45 minutes to go make out with Wick. So
yeah, that did happen.
That's kind of weird.
He looked good. He smelled great.
The spread. He did look fit. He looks a lot fitter than yeah.
What the fuck does that mean?
No, man, I'm not talking about you.
I don't believe you. All right, so I think that's a pretty. Do we have any other thoughts about the regional as a whole? I mean, it was kind of the whole story was Nebraska. I mean, NGIT, of course. Do you guys?
We'll get to.
We'll talk with one of their players here in a bit.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about the warm embrace that we have the last couple times been showing, like the unconditional love and support to the 4 seed? I feel like we're playing with fire. And
yeah, a little bit for sure. Because once they got beat, if Arkansas ever gets beat by one of these 4 seeds,
it's bad.
I don't know what's going to happen, but it's going to be bad. Yeah, they're going to get turned on hard.
Yeah. All right.
I didn't even know Northeastern was in the tournament until after the regional.
Yeah, how about that? How about that? How about hey, round of applause.
Yeah. Dude, for Northeastern, they're just as shitty as NGIT, like as a program, like in terms of history. They could have easily been our adopted son, but we just had to choose one. And we chose Pakazarski.
Hey, I'm trying to have a meatball sub here, you know.
Hey, I'm Mario.
God. All right, let's get to the interview. All right, we suddenly have the video working now. Just in time for our dear friend from NJIT, Paul Franzoni. He called into us. He was a great interview, just a wonderful young man. And I think you guys will really enjoy this interview. All right, beers on heads. We welcome in the captain or one of the captains of the NJIT baseball team. We got Paul Franzoni. Paul, how are we doing this evening?
Doing great. Stoked to be on here. Great to talk to you guys, and yeah, really excited. So
absolutely. So the nickname, I guess, is Pauly Biceps. How do we get that?
So it's a funny story, actually. I was 2 summers ago. I was up at summer ball, and one of my roommates was like this. He was a super Italian kid, and I like to
imagine that.
So yeah, he was super Italian, and like I don't know, he just started calling me Pauly Biceps, and then my boys at home like caught wind of it, and then it kind of just stuck. So that's how that all came about. But
well, producer Justin said that he could beat you up, so we may have to set that up.
Did not say that.
No, I'm just messing. All right, so before we kind of get into kind of your experience in Fayetteville, I kind of want to get a picture of NJIT as a whole this season. So going into the 2021 season, what were the expectations for you all as a team going into it?
Yeah, so going into the season, our expectations were actually really high. I don't know if not many people know. I don't know if you guys know, but we were in the Atlantic Sun my first 3 years. So that's like Florida Gulf Coast, Stetson, Jacksonville, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
So that was, and especially my freshman year, that's when Stetson hosted a regional. And I think Gulf Coast and Jacksonville were both ranked that year too. So we're relatively like young as a Division I like program. So it was going to be tough for us to ever like win and make a run and win the ASUN tournament. But so when we switched to the America East, we felt like we had a really good shot to win the conference. And like we've had most of our guys in our lineup have played 4 years. I know me, the twins, our first baseman, our right fielder, and then 2 of the guys in our rotation have literally played like forever. So we felt like we had a lot of experience, along with a lot of the younger guys that were really good. I know Choi, who's a stud, our second baseman, health guy. So we felt like we were going to be able to make a run in the conference, and then kind of got off to a really slow start, 3-12, kind of like shaking our heads like, what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
And then we went to play Stony Brook, who was at the time that we played them first, they were 15-1 in conference, and kind of like we're running through everyone. And then we took 2 on the first day. We won the swept the doubleheader on the first day. And then from there, man, it was crazy. I think like we won 18-22, and then the season winning 9 in a row. So
yeah,
a whirlwind. Yeah.
I just imagine that when you guys were 3-12, like you go home and your moms have like plates of, I don't know, freaking lasagna or something, and they're like, Pauly, we were supposed to be better than this. I don't know, man. You had the most Italian names of all time.
Pete's not very cultured, if you can't tell.
Yeah.
No, yeah, we got Franzoni, Cacciaferro, DeBona. We got all the Italian names. We got the New Jersey flavor going. So
I don't know if you're familiar with we have a big content guy is a big on Arkansas Twitter, and before we played you guys, he was tweeting out like the lineup going like tweeting like that finger thing, you know what I'm saying? Like the chef's kiss.
yeah, the holding the fingers together. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. So that was kind of the joke before you guys got there. Then you came to Fayetteville and you didn't go quietly into the night. Got up 3 runs on Arkansas early. I mean, how were you feeling at that point?
We were feeling great. We knew that obviously. You know, it's actually a funny story too. I don't know if you guys know this, but there was an interview that I did before we went down there, and they took a quote from me, and it was like, I said, no one is scared of Arkansas.
Oh, let's go. We got to find that.
Yeah,
I did see that, Paul.
It was totally taken out of context because I said before, I was like, obviously we have a ton of respect for Arkansas. They're one of the best programs in the country, historic program, but we're not going to go in scared or something like that.
Yeah, so
that comes out, and I'm getting.
I'm always one to go after players like next when they say stuff like that. And then I saw that quote and I'm like, okay, like there's no way that he like really meant that. There's something more to it. And sure enough, I saw the whole interview and I was like, okay, like that was completely taken out of context. And I actually, without even knowing you, Paul, I did have your back on Twitter for a little bit.
Oh, I appreciate it because I was getting slaughtered for a little.
You were. It was not pretty. I know the guys that were ragging you. It wasn't great.
So imagine
I didn't even really say that.
Imagine like just a random fan in Arkansas seeing that for the first time from some team that honestly most of us down here have never heard of, like a school.
Oh,
New Jersey.
Absolutely. I totally get it.
And then we're like, oh, who is this douche? And then they're like, it's Pauly Biceps. And we're like, no, no.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I get it from your guys' aspect for sure.
Yeah, but so Arkansas did come back and win that game. I mean, unbiased, they are the number 1 team in the nation. They haven't lost an SEC series. There's no shame in that at all. You guys came in and played your asses off. What was it? What was it like after that first game when you saw that Arkansas fans started to slowly adopt you guys as a team? I think it was kind of obvious how this was going to go, considering that Nebraska's Big Ten champs. They're coming into Arkansas, and they're going to be obviously the biggest, we thought, opposition to Arkansas's chances of advancing to the Super Regional. When you kind of started feeling that momentum of like, okay, so this is going to kind of be a cool experience. Was that before or after the first game against Arkansas?
I think it was like the day, like the morning after the game, like before we played Northeastern, and our SID Miles Rudnick posted like a video of me like asking for the Arkansas fans to come out and support us.
Yeah.
And like that was like before we started warming up, and he calls me over like 10, 15 minutes later, and he's like, dude, this has got like 45 retweets and like 300 favorites already.
Yo, and like, I'm so small. I love it. Did it blow up?
And like, and for us, like, I swear, like the most like favorites I'd ever seen on one of our posts was like 200 or 300. And like now, like all of our posts get like at least 1,000 favorites, a couple hundred retweets. So I was like, damn, like this is pretty sick. But yeah, I think that's when I realized that we were gonna have a pretty good support for that Northeastern game.
And I'm gonna let Jay just got a lot of questions about you guys coming into Fayetteville. Like we're really excited to talk about that. But we were talking yesterday because we recorded a couple intros, and dude, poor Northeastern, like they just got left in the dust.
Yeah, they totally. Yeah, I have no idea. I mean, I guess you're right. They totally got left in the dust there. They got none of the support from the Arkansas fans.
Well,
we weren't complaining about it.
Yes.
What'd you say?
I like forgot they were even in the regional. I was like, who else was in there? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so Paul, did you guys there was I won't say you guys definitely have had the largest reaction from our fans, but did you guys ever Did you guys hear about in 2019 Central Connecticut State? They actually had a similar trip down here, and we actually kind of embraced them as well. Did you guys ever see that on Twitter at all?
I saw some of those tweets leading up into the week, yeah, but I wasn't too familiar with it, but I definitely saw them.
Okay, so there is at least maybe a seed in your head that, hey, maybe they do embrace us the same way.
Yeah, and then I thought I totally ruined it with but
you almost did. You were really close.
Yeah. But yeah, I was a little familiar with it.
Yeah. So prior to this weekend, what was the largest crowd crowd you played in front
of? Like at NJIT or just for me
anywhere.
Personally?
Let's go anywhere. Yeah, anywhere.
And then NJIT.
So for my summer ball team 2 summers ago, we got pretty decent crowds, like a couple thousand to most of our games. But for NJIT, I would say close, maybe 1,000, but it was maybe 2,000. But those were at like when we play away games, either at Liberty or Stetson or Gulf Coast. But for a home game, probably only 100, a couple hundred maybe.
Not quite the 11,000 that we had this weekend.
Nope, not even close. Like we were saying, like going into the week, like it's not even fathomable like what it's gonna be like to play in front of 11,000 because no one's even like come close to that. But it was so sick.
So I do kind of want to go back. So obviously you guys won your conference in a kind of unconventional way. Can you kind of walk us through the hours that kind of like led up to you guys celebrating in the parking lot?
Yeah. So the Saturday game obviously gets postponed. And then we get the word for the next day. It's we're gonna get there at 7:30 to Stony Brook, and then we're gonna basically try and wait it out all day if there's a wind and try to find a window where there's no rain. So we get to Stony Brook at 7:30. They put us in their like indoor football facility, and we're basically just sitting there at 8:30. There's maybe gonna be a window at 10, so we all like got to stretching at 8:30. And we were just kind of waiting around. And then around 11, they decided to call it. And there's some stuff that happened that I'm instructed not to speak about. So,
fair enough.
But there's a little more that happened. But yeah,
I could tell from the celebration that it was very fluid lubricate. Yeah.
And
my guy.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff on Twitter about how we weren't at the field and we refused to play. And I mean, I can go ahead and put a squash to that. We were there, we were ready to play, we warmed up, all that stuff. So that was all false.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so I was gonna ask the biggest difference between Newark, New Jersey, and Fayetteville, but I feel like that list is like probably about 5 chapters.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna
go on all night.
Yeah, I'm gonna pivot. And what's the one like glaring similarity between the two spots?
Oof.
Got him. I got him.
Yeah,
bro.
Off the top of my head, I don't know if I can come up with one. It's like a lot of my friends from New Jersey were asking me like, what's Arkansas like? Like what can you compare it to? And I was like, dude, like I can compare it only to Arkansas because it's not like anything I've ever experienced before, but it was great. I was like, the people were amazing, the atmosphere was amazing, the food was amazing, but it ain't nothing like Jersey at all. But I love both. That's for sure.
Absolutely. Did you have any like preconceived notions coming in? Like, did you think you're gonna play in like a farm lot or something?
I mean, no. I knew that there was gonna be a lot of Southern hospitality, but I didn't really know. Because I hadn't ever been. Like, I go to North Carolina for the summer to go to the beach, but like other than that, like that's as familiar I am with the South as it gets. So
there you go. So we were gonna have an intervention with you, Paul, because with a name like Pauly Biceps, we were expecting more than 6 home runs this year. Oof. And
Yeah.
We want to set you up with, we have our own hitting program. Will actually instructs hitting lessons on the side.
Okay.
So yeah, if you want to come down to Fayetteville, Will can give you some free lessons to kind of get some more trajectory and launch angle on those bad boys.
We take a lot of the new technology and whatnot. Don't ask me what it is.
I'm willing to listen to whatever you guys got because the more home runs, the better for me.
Yeah. So, Pauly Biceps, would you like a quick synopsis of what Will looks like, just so you know what you're getting?
Yeah, I'm all ears.
JJ, so like he's got kind of a nice beard, I'd say. Southern gentleman hair, as in maybe a bit thinning. Yeah, frat boy sloop with a little thinning on the top, but that doesn't matter because he'd be wearing a hat in this situation.
Okay.
What'd you say about? Come on now, like two. Come on, somebody help me out.
Why are you trying to guess Will's weight?
No, 270. No, I'm talking. He's a big guy. I'm talking about a guy that would hit dingers.
6'3", 330. We'll go with that.
Wow. Yeah.
Okay. So a lot of pop in that frame.
A lot of lower body.
Think more Adam, less Jose Altuve.
And if it makes you feel any better, I'm a quarter Italian as well, so I mean.
All right.
Ciao. Wow.
Oh, that's a part of the family.
Yeah.
No, just
Paul. I'm sorry, Paul. So I actually was I was born in Stony Brook, Long Island. I'm curious to where you're from.
No way.
Yeah, dude, Three Village.
I'm from wow. We one of our third baseman is from Mount Sinai.
Nice.
So he's right there.
So
I'm from
I moved to
New Jersey.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm from Central New Jersey, Robbinsville. It's close to Trenton and Princeton.
So who'd you grow up rooting for? Were you a Mets fan, Yankees fan?
I was a Yankees fan, but I'm like right in that zone. Yeah.
Dude.
I'm like right in that zone where like it could be Yankees, Mets, or Phillies. Like it could be anyone because we're like right smack dab in the middle.
You picked the wrong squad. So are you familiar with Benny Biceps?
Benny Biceps? I don't think so.
Yeah, Andrew Benintendi. He was a center fielder for the.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, I know Andrew Benintendi. I didn't know his nickname.
Yeah, no, he's Benny Biceps is what his nickname is. So
wow,
I thought
that's
maybe
large
you
shoes
were
to fill for me.
no, right. You're right. I just was wondering maybe you're not as big of an Arkansas guy as you think you are. If you were a Yankees fan when Benny Biceps, your boy, your namesake, was out there winning World Series with the Red Sox.
Yeah, I didn't know that was his nickname, but yeah, that like I said, those are big shoes to fill for me. I got to step it up a little bit.
You will with a couple sessions with Will. I think you're gonna get it figured out, guy.
Yeah. Yep.
I'll teach you how to hook. I'll teach you how to slice.
Yeah.
So what you don't know, he's actually talking about we're gonna play golf. That's about all I can teach you how to do, and not very well.
Right, well,
I can't teach you how to do it very well.
Yeah, I need help with that too. So.
So I actually had another question in terms of similarities between Newark, New Jersey, possibly, and Fayetteville, Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
So what is Tinder like compared to like a big college town in the SEC and a big city like Newark, New Jersey? I'm assuming that some of those nights you were feeling pretty good. You're like, I got the whole city behind me.
Yeah.
What's going on the apps? Not
that
you didn't have to do anything, but maybe you just wanted to see what's up,
No, yeah. That would be a better question for one of my teammates on Tinder. I know that he was doing his thing, but I will say that I got a lot of follower requests this weekend on Instagram. So which doesn't happen in Newark. We don't have quite the fan base like that. So yeah, that was a big difference.
I would imagine like Tinder in Newark is like just Fran the nanny. Like everybody's like the pictures are just them in like leopard print and they're wearing like 8-inch heels at all times.
It's
talking about.
What the fuck, dude?
My brain's going awry.
Let poor Paul off the hook on that one.
All
My
right.
gosh.
Paul, what are the outlooks for NGIT next season? Because I don't know if you really know this, but Arkansas fans aren't the type to just let this be a moment. Like, we are going to follow what you guys do next year. You have an entire fan base in probably like 1,000 miles away that's going to be paying attention on Twitter. Anytime that you guys are televised, like, we will tune in. We are big fans now. Like, what are the expectations? Yeah, absolutely. It's not us, man. It's the Arkansas fans. Like, they're a different breed. I think you've realized that by now.
Absolutely, yeah, that's awesome. But yeah, for next year, I think the expectation is the same thing: win the conference and make a run in the regional. I mean, we'll get most of our lineup back. Obviously, we lose a couple weekend starters. But got a lot of young guys who didn't get a lot of chances to pitch this year that are going to kind of have good stuff that'll be able to get kind of thrust into that starting role. Did I say that we're losing our starting right fielder or no?
No,
I don't think so. No.
Yeah, we're losing him.
What's his name?
Matt Cacciadeferro.
I can't say that dude's name.
Yeah.
He's a heck of a player, though.
Yeah, really good player. Losing another starting outfielder in Kevin Blum. But other than that, really everyone's going to be back. So you guys know Julio Marcon, the left fielder?
Oh,
you're familiar with him.
Now, does he have a brother on the team?
Yep, twins.
Okay, that's what I thought. I thought I saw two of them. I didn't know if I was a little intoxicated or there really was two of them.
Yeah, there's two of them. So I don't know. We're hoping that Julio gets drafted. I think he's got a good shot. He had a great year. So if we may or may not have him, if we have him, obviously that would be huge. But no, other than that, we'll have basically the whole team back, which is great.
That's awesome.
All right. Well, I got one. Oh,
yeah,
go ahead, Pete.
Well, I was just going to talk a little bit about Arkansas. What do you think their chances are moving forward, first of all? And then I also wanted to hear your catcher, what you saw from Casey Opitz, because I think that he is really, really fun to watch and one of the best defensive catchers that college baseball has ever seen.
Absolutely. Yeah, so for Arkansas, I mean, I think they're definitely still the favorites to win it. I mean, I can say just being behind the plate against them that the lineup is disgusting. Like 1 through 9, I mean, Webb hit the homer against us. I feel like they have 5 homers against us. So I feel like any mistake that we made, it was pounded, even if it was like a fly out to the track or a hard hit line out. But everything over the plate that was a mistake was pounded. So I mean, I think they have a great chance, like with that lineup, and then with obviously with Kopps, and then for Opitz, I think he's one of the best catcher in college baseball. Obviously defensively, he's really good, receiving, blocking, throwing. So it was cool to see that like up close for me. I can definitely appreciate that as a catcher.
Yeah, so you were actually able to see Kopps firsthand from a perspective that like only a handful of people on this earth have. What makes that absolutely just disgustingly unhittable?
So it was I think he called it like our scouting report called it a cutter.
Yeah.
But, so
your scouting report was wrong.
Yeah, the best way to put it, it's like a 12-6, like a firm, like it moves down. Like it's not a cutter. Like it's like an 89, 90 mile an hour, like 12-6 curve. Like my at bat, like I wasn't even close. The first one I swung through like by a mile, and the second one I just took because it was like gross. It was like that 12-6.
Yeah.
And then I was listening to the press conference, Van Horn's press conference after. He's like, yeah, Kopps made probably the worst pitch he did all season.
Oh, no.
It was mine, and it was the one that Franklin made the diving catch in center. So I was lucky that he threw it to me, but
yeah, you barreled him up.
Franklin, yeah, I was lucky to, but
you can tell your grandkids that one day.
Exactly, yeah, best pitcher in college baseball, but yeah, it was. That's the best way I can describe it. It's like a 90 mile an hour 12-6, like it moves down, like straight down.
And that had to piss you off when Franklin made that diving catch, right?
Oh my God, yeah, like that was crazy
was
because
insane.
especially at that point in the game, we were
Yeah.
up 3-2. 2 runs would have scored there. We go up 5-2, and then who knows? Like,
yeah,
and then he comes up and leads off the next inning with a solo homer that he basically hit off the ground.
Man, you're playing against like a bunch of pro baseball players. That is quite the accomplishment to even be that close to really blowing the game open. So, props, guys.
Yep.
So one more question on Bass and Kopps. I know a lot of people comment you're kind of looking for like a dot in the middle of the ball as it's spinning towards you. Is that kind of part of the approach, is looking for that small dot in the middle?
Yeah. So in my bat, I was just trying to see the ball over the middle away part of the plate and hit it the other way. But just trying to find that dot and just kind of see it well. But it was there was not really the spin was so tight that it was tough to pick up.
There's just nothing there to read.
Nah, not much.
Yeah, that's just filthy, man. That's filthy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I got one more question. I asked this to Kyle. The clubhouse leader is 2 days. You can plead the 5th. You cannot. When's the last time you pooped your pants, Paul?
It's okay.
Oh, man.
Save space. No, seriously.
Let's just say more recently than I feel comfortable announcing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So was it Sassy's? Was it Sassy's? I saw you guys were at Sassy's.
No, it was not that recent.
Different. Okay.
Okay. So we have a new clubhouse leader. Kyle Peterson is now in last place.
He was last week
to poop his pants.
What was his answer?
His answer was 2 days prior.
He legit thought that we had cameras in his house.
He said he hadn't pooped his pants for 10 years, and I asked him 2 days after he did it.
That's hilarious.
Oh, man. All right. You guys got any more questions?
I've got just one quick one.
Go ahead, man.
How pissed off do you get when you see somebody putting, from Italian to Italian, when you see somebody putting in the can, the glass stuff into the Sunday gravy, into the meat sauce? Does that piss you off too? It pisses me off unholily.
I can't even lie. I'm not that diehard of an Italian. Like, that'd be a better question for Cacio de Ferro. He only eats non-stick and parm. Yeah, but
Franzoni, why do you dare you do that to our family name?
Let the man talk, Peter.
Yeah, so
I'm sorry, that was not me.
Question for Cacio de Ferro.
Yeah.
Paul, that was not me appropriating our culture. That was Pete. You can blame him.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Appreciate it.
All right, y'all got anything?
Yeah, no, I had one last question. Pauly, so as big fans here, like, I don't know if this is an NCAA violation, you can plead the 5th or whatnot, but we got to get some NGIT merch. Where do we go to find that?
Yeah, so I think that on Twitter, honestly, they posted a link today. I think it's the pin tweet. Like, let me check.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the pin tweet on our Twitter on the NJITHighlanders.com. No, shopNJITgear.com.
Sweet.
On it.
That'd be dope.
Are you on Twitter?
What's up?
Are you on Twitter?
I am.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm going to go follow you at HogFan42069. What is your Twitter at?
PFranzoni15.
I scouted him out.
Yeah.
I have one last question. Since we mentioned Highlander, what exactly is a Highlander?
Good question, Will.
So, what I was told was that the reason that we got the mascot, the Highlanders, was because our school is located in the North Highlands. So, like, our school is kind of on a bit of like a hill, and that's why we're the Highlanders. But I guess the Highlander is just like some sort of warrior or something.
A skull.
That'd be my best guess.
So there's a thing in common, both on hills.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Fayetteville's on a hill and y'all are on a hill.
Yeah,
Dude, Pauly Biceps, this was awesome, man.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, this was great. I really appreciate you guys having me.
Yeah.
Best of luck. I think we made friends for life. We'll be following you next year hard. I promise you.
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right.
Thank
Take
you.
it easy, Paul. Thank you, sir.
And if you ever need anything, we got your back. All right.
Yeah, I might. We'll see how the next year gets off too, but I might have to hit you guys up for that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
hitting class.
if you need us to chirp at any players on opposing teams next year, you just give us their ats in the DMs and we'll kind of go after them.
100%.
All right.
All right.
I'll keep that in my back pocket.
All right, thanks,
on
Paul.
staying dry in the
Appreciate you, buddy.
pants. Yeah, buddy. All
All
right.
right. Appreciate it. See you guys.
See ya.
See ya.
Appreciate you.
I thought you were gonna take that. I'll take
Oh,
it.
okay.
Well, thank you for
3,
listening.
2,
No. We're
1.
doing it live.
Thank you for listening to the Beers on Heads podcast.
Brought to you by
We had a
TBA.
great interview
My
with
name's
Paul.
JJ. We have
We
Will
apologize
on the,
to you,
other
Phil
talking
Elson.
Point. We have Pete looking
And
around, and
This
Justin on the
podcast
1-2s.
has been brought to
I
you by
did
Woodford Reserve.
Fired Justin yesterday, but he weaseled his way back in somehow.
I'm going to fire JJ if he keeps talking over my outro.
You're all fired.
Love
You're
you
all
guys.
fired.
Like, subscribe, comment, retweet.
Smash that like button.
Please. I'm begging you. I'm desperate.
Hey, guys. Link in the bio.